I'm Andrew O'Brien. This video is basically going to be a vlog on my graded unit. It's basically to detail everything that I've done towards my graded unit since it was proposed to us at the start of the year. When we first heard the purpose of the graded unit, which was basically to apply for funding of a chosen topic, it was very flexible. You got to choose whatever you want, really. I was immediately torn between two different decisions. I was 100% certain what I wanted to do was start a wedding and function band, but I was unsure whether the funding application would be for an album which would advertise the band's music and ideally lead to more work, or if the funding would be for a tour around Scotland to increase the band popularity and general public awareness. I discussed this with my lecturer and with myself, and I decided that a tour would probably be the best option for me, particularly because I'd done an EP launch last year, and I think it'd be good to broaden my horizons and branch out a wee bit. So after I made this decision, the next thing I had to do was form the band. I chose the musicians I thought that I'd have the most chemistry with and the musicians I've played with the most often. So the band is comprised of Courtney O'Neill and Nicola Pugh on dual lead vocals. I will be the lead guitarist, James Flanagan will be the rhythm guitarist, Rhys Dodds on bass, and Kevin Sutherland will be the drummer. So the general plan for this graded unit is to play various places across Scotland and ideally have these gigs aligned with wedding fairs across the country. The steps I've taken so far to complete this is, the first step is the organisation of the services the band will offer and the band's social media presence. So I've created a band logo and a website using wix.com for the website. The website features various sections including an About Me page which will have footage of the band performing as well as a brief summary of our musical experience over the years. A repertoire page which will list all the songs the band can play. I've decided to offer what I'm going to call a pick your set service, meaning if the band are booked by a wedding party or a promoter or anything of that sort, the customer can then hand pick their set from either songs on the list, or if they provide the band with enough time they can choose any song they like and we'll be able to learn it. Or if that's too much stress for the promoter, they can just leave it up to us and we will just choose from our repertoire. The site will also contain a contact us section which will be linked straight to an email account that I've made for the band, as well as other social media sites such as Facebook and Songpeer. The website and Facebook have not been made public yet because conflicting work schedules and illness have not allowed us to have a practice we could film yet. The intention is for me to film any practice we do and take photographs which will then be displayed on the website and the Facebook. The only reason I haven't made the website and the Facebook public yet, they're both fully ready to go. I just haven't made them public yet because without the proper images and proper footage of the band, it just seems a bit unprofessional, because why would a band be hired if there's no footage of them performing? The next step I took is I created a set list which has been rigorously worked out amongst the band. I've chosen songs I feel the band would perform well. I've had to ensure that the song selection we have to choose from is a decent length in case we end up getting a weekly slot somewhere and you don't want to end up playing the same songs every week. So the set list is on Spotify, and I have a notepad selection of about 212 songs so far for the band to perform, which will be listed on the website. The 4 locations across Scotland I've selected for the tour is Glasgow, Edinburgh, Dundee and Inverness. In my opinion, Glasgow and Edinburgh are closer to us, so I feel it'd be easier to find work in these locations. Ideally, Dundee and Inverness will be the gigs that line up with wedding fairs, so I'll be putting more emphasis on organising the tour around wedding fairs, around the dates where wedding fairs are happening in these places rather than Glasgow and Edinburgh. The main one I've found for that so far is the Big Dundee Wedding Fair on the 24th and 25th of September 2016. The plan is to register ourselves as exhibitors representing our band. And hopefully by the time September 2016 comes, we'll have a lot of experience performing in Glasgow, Edinburgh and North Lanarkshire. So far, from what I've searched, it's a bit early to find wedding fairs because there's still a lot to happen, like in Edinburgh and Inverness and Glasgow. There's still a lot to come in February and March, so ones for September, October haven't been scheduled yet. The venues I have in mind will be, for Glasgow, either Nice and Sleazy's, Stereo or The Box. And basically, for Glasgow, I'm trying to find venues that we could hire out and be the headline act. So I'm looking for relatively cheap, kind of mid-sized local venues, and I think these 3 would be really good for that. For Edinburgh, I would like to hire out the Bongo Club, which is like an upstairs, downstairs bar kind of idea. It's possibly higher, just a 60 capacity, or more if you're going for a full standing gig in the upstairs bar area, which I think would be good. Or if popularity dictates at that time, then there is a downstairs area, capacity of which is 300 or 120 fully seated. For Dundee, I have looked at Beat Generator or Duke's Corner. Duke's Corner has regular live music. It's like a music bar slash cafe, so they have regular nights on, and I think this would be a good way to save money, because I think the venue usually is quite busy, so I could just contact the owner of the venue directly and just ask to be put on one of his bills. For Inverness, I found my knowledge of Inverness venues isn't great, but I found a website called invernessgigs.co.uk. Basically the website is constantly just looking for acts to come and play at various events that's already been arranged in the area by promoters. So doing that this way, it saves us having to hire a venue out, and it saves us having to bring our own crowd away up to Inverness, because the whole point of the project is to expand horizons in other locations. So this would be a good method of getting fans that we don't have to bring ourselves. For general equipment to use on this tour, will be provided by the band. We have 2 PA systems through me and Jim. We have 2 mixing desks also through me and Jim. I can provide 2 Marshall cabs, 1 Marshall head and 1 Vox valve amp. Microphone stands leads will be split between me and Jim as well. The drum kit will be provided by Kev, bass and amp provided by Reese, and me and Jim will provide the guitars. So in summary, basically I've got all the equipment required. I've had a look at venues. I'm pretty sure I know the ones I want to go for. I've got a rough idea of when I would like the time of this event to be. I've got the band sorted, social media wise. I've got all the pages created. It's just a matter of having a practice and taking decent quality photographs and footage to display the band online and showcase our talents and hopefully get some work soon.